What's this, you say? Elite Dangerous Horizons? Oh no, he's not doing another one of these Elite Dangerous ones. I am. I just felt, sometimes I just feel like an hour. An hour of fun. An hour of deep joy and, and I think I'll have a go at this now. Of course, the hardest bit here is I've got to find a place to put that bar. Now, what do you think of that when you started? I didn't think of it when I started. I'm an original backer of Elite Dangerous. Oh yes. I have very fond memories back in the 80s when I, started my road with computers. I had the ZX81 was my first one, followed by the ZX Spectrum, and on the Spectrum we got Elite. And Elite, well, at the time was a remarkable game. The first open world space simulator with 3D graphics, sort of line drawings. Absolutely incredible achievement. And when you think about how little this game was in size, you will be amazed. There was 8 galaxies and something like a few hundred in each one of those galaxies. That's how big it was. Okay? And if you know your computers, a gigabyte is 1,000 megabytes. A megabyte is 1,000 kilobytes. Okay? Now, these guys put that whole game, okay, the graphics, everything was put onto just 16 kilobytes. And you did 1,000 of those to just to make 1 megabyte. That was the achievement that they did, which is quite remarkable. And I got the first one, I got the second, I got the third, and I backed the fourth because I wanted to see a new one. So I will stop waffling. And I got a t-shirt, I've got a map, I got all the, I think it was about 35 or 40 pounds to buy this game on the backer, the minimum, but there you could go to several thousand, a couple of thousand, and you could put your name, a planet could be named after you, if you want to go insane. I did the £90 one at the time, which gave me a few little extras like the music, all this kind of stuff, and I also gained access to every DLC that they will ever release for this game. So I thought that was worth the money to do that. So I'm going to do something really stupid to start this off. I am going to clear my save. Now, this isn't my main one, this is my second profile. I'm going to delete my save, so I've got to start from the beginning. What, Ray? Why are you doing that? I don't know. Because I want to show you the game from the start. Okay. Everything's set. Start. Now, because I'm a backer and I paid £90 for all the DLC and all this kind of stuff, I get extra choices on the start. So that was another one of the little extras. So I get digital extras, plus I got physical ones which were delivered to me, and I've still got the box with all the bits in it, with the novel, the t-shirt, everything. Right, here we are. And we end up in a random place.
Welcome to Morton Dock.
In the middle of nowhere.
Make yourself comfortable while we finish some preliminary ship checks. My name's Theo Acosta, and I'll be running your pilot's preparation evaluation. Most pilots assigned to me earn their license, so as long as you follow my instructions, you'll be a commander in no time.
So I just want to show you what this is like from the beginning.
I may sound like an Imperial, but I'm actually from an independent system. Today we'll be covering the basics of flight control, combat, and frameshift drive use. This Sidewinder has been installed with a specialized computer that'll take control at certain points. Mostly you'll follow a series of objectives to guide your actions. These are shown in the info panel at the top right of the head-up display. Okay,
just there.
Select auto launch from the
so
options ahead
you
of
do get a tutorial to start off. Okay, so we hit the auto launch. Right now we can look around the ship. If we push down on the right stick, or R3 on a PlayStation 4 or whatever it is, we can look around the ship like that. We've got like a 180 view here. Alright, and if we click it again, it goes back to the middle. Alright, so we've got all that kind of stuff. If we press and hold certain buttons, it shows you some of the things you can do with those buttons. So I could click to the left and it will go to the galaxy map, right? But that's been disabled, right? And then there's all different. So this is kind of remind you of where buttons are, so you don't have to look them up. We're going to do exactly what our chap said. We're going to do this now. It's kind of covering up that, but we'll go with it for a minute and see if that's okay. Now it's going to do auto launch because we haven't learned how to do it yet.
The beauty of auto launch is that you can relax and enjoy the view. One of the ways that technology allows us to appreciate the good things in life.
Click with the right stick.
Other
We could look
applicants
around.
are departing for their own evaluations, but this isn't a race. Each of the coming stages can be completed at your own pace.
There we go, and then we can sort of click it again and go back to the front view, and then it waits in the queue if there's somebody ahead of us, or you know, if there's somebody else already in front and we're going to get in its way. It will pause us, and we got to go on the right hand side because of course we still have traffic lights even in the year 3000. We got rid of amber, we just got the 2 now, so we go through here and get that lovely sound. Oh, doesn't that sound nice? I bet you're thinking, where are we? Now, I think we do get a choice.
Remarkable, isn't it? For so long, humanity
It is.
gazed up at the stars in wonder. We're not distracted by one of Earth's many wars. And now, we glide between them without a second thought.
Alright, don't get romantic on me.
Here we are. Your first task
Right, it's
is to
complete.
demonstrate basic ship movements. The ship's trajectory is primarily controlled by pitch, yaw, and roll. Perform each of these now.
Right, so it will tell us now to do pitch and yaw. Right, so if we go to the left, we do the pitch. So that is pitch. Now, if we do it slowly, it will go in a straight line like that. But if we go quickly, it will roll. Okay? So we can do that to roll. Alright. So I've got, well, you can alter the controls. I mean, I like to have it that way. And to pitch, obviously we move.
Review your current
Up
objective
and
and
move
complete the
down.
Good. Now increase your throttle to accelerate forwards.
Where's that? Right button. So yeah, just give an idea if you're new to this game, which is,
Decrease
I
the
would put
throttle
it
to
in
assume
the-
a stationary position.
and then, so I just increased it. So we've got to bring it all the way up. So we just go all the way back so it's level.
Your throttle can
Now if
also
you go
be pulled
further than
back
that,
from
it go in
zero to
reverse.
engage reverse thrust.
And he's probably about to tell me that. So if we go back, we can go in reverse.
As before,
And then
push
we go
the
back
throttle
again.
in the opposite direction to cease
I've already
moving.
done it. Alright.
Confirmed. Looks like you've got the hang of individual controls. Let's see if you can
Oh
put it
yeah,
all
I know.
together. Your next task is to guide your ship through a series of checkpoints.
Right.
Head towards the course, following the target indicator.
Oh, we've already done this.
The course
Oh, I've
weaves
already
through
done
an
this
orbital
bit.
structure and is designed for the novice.
Oh yeah. How can I do that? Let me skip the train. I'll tell you what, I'll skip that bit of training. I'll skip that. Because I've already shown you that. Please, welcome to the Pirates Federation. Right, okay. Right, so we've done the training. Right, I'm going to... Your commander name is permanent and cannot be changed. Well, I'm going to keep it on Razor Free. And I'm going to select a body type. Now, male or female? Oh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? Ooh, it's got to be female, isn't it? And then we do continue. Alright, now we get a couple of loadouts here. Ooh, I don't know, what shall I do? So, this is in planetary ops. I don't know, planetary ops? What's that mean? So, that's an all-rounder and that's planetary operations, I think. So, I don't know. What's the difference? Not really saying, is it? well, planetary operations is going to give us like a little, a thing that we can like land on planets. Right then, there we are. We have that. We have a starting position. We're going to go with that. Choose your name. Oh, let's call it something really good, like Braben. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. The awesomeness. Alright. The ID plate is A W Ray. I don't know. No, I'll put AWE Ray. I said, oh, I didn't press it. Is that all I can put on there? It looks like that's the only. I can't put. Come on, Elite Danger. You're telling me I can only put 5 letters in? That's pathetic. Right, okay, there it is. What is our ID plate? Right, continue. Right, your license is ready for registration. Good luck, Commander. Alright, confirm. Registering my. So, I'm now officially. I have the power to drive the ship. A Sidewinder.
Welcome to your new
The most
ship, Commander.
basic ship
Your
you will
pilot's
get.
Federation license has been issued, and you're free to traverse the galaxy as an independent pilot. Before launching for the first time, allow me to quickly introduce the basic interface for mission contracts. Almost all pilots will use the mission board at some stage.
Okay.
A contract has been assigned to you. Active missions are displayed in the
Really?
Transactions tab of the external interface panel. This time,
How do I
you'll
get
need
to that?
travel to Mawson Dock in the Dromi system.
So press
You can
X
select
on
these
an
destinations
Xbox,
of the navigation screen
square
of the
on a
external
PlayStation
interface
4,
panel.
and we
If you'd
go
like
to
to
this one.
practice your journey first, I recommend the training simulations accessed via the internal interface panel. To review
Okay.
what we've discussed, select your comms panel and scroll through the recorded text. I'll contact you at Mawson Dock if you decide to complete this mission. If you choose
Okay.
to take a different path, then I wish you luck, Commander.
Well, I'm gonna take that mission that you've given me. Where is it in the old galaxy map? Let's click on the galaxy map. And immediately we get straight to the galaxy. Now this is an enormous galaxy. And what we do is we just move around in sort of flat space, but we can go up and down as well. Hang on, I'm trying to think how you do that now. I think you... I know, that zooms in and out, obviously, and you've got to get on the little blue marker. It's no good trying to, get it on there. You've got to get it on the little blue marker that's underneath it. See, and it is in 3D, and we can, and I do, but if I press a button, I can't remember which button it is now, but you can, well, it's kind of covering it, really. So we can go over here, and then we can set that as our route. So we just got one route to go, which is from this thing, which is down here up to there. Alright, so we've done that. We're going to exit that. All is looking good, sir. Right, if we look on the right hand side, we have here, follow me. Let's have a look and create our character. Hello, hello, hello. Follow me coming up. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? So, we're going to go with that. Suit. Well, we can change it. Now, I bought a couple of things. Right? I don't really buy stuff out of Elite Dangerous. I just get the odd thing when it's on sale. Because, I'm not a big fan of microtransactions, but, it's not bad. And then we can, of that set that I picked, we can pick that one, which is that one. Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, I can customize it, by the way. So we can customize it. We can, we can change sleeves, for instance. I've only got one sleeve, and that's that one. Why am I laughing? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to choose that. I've decided that's too plain. Because I've got another one. Sorry, another one there. Right. Oh. I mean, they're all pretty plain. Oh, look at that. About red for dangerous, eh? I don't know if I can do anything with that. Yeah, we barely get anything. I don't really buy the microtransactions. I've only done it on my main game. I bought a couple, but I only buy things when they're cheap. You know, I'm not a big fan of microtransactions. Right, we can have this on, or we can have it off. You know, we can have this on or off. Yeah, so we can have it always on or always off. You know, so we can do the helmet if you want. I'm going to skip that now, and then we're going to look at complexion. My God, what a beauty I look! But we've got about 30 presets, so we can whip through and pick any kind of, I suppose, one for every race, really. So let's see. Let's go through. I mean, some will be atrocious, like that one, but it's probably still better than what it is on Skyrim. I mean, she's looked very nice. That one does look nice. She looks quite nice. I tend to go for like, oh, look at that, a little babe in arms there. Almost. So you can be, yeah. But we can change, or, you know, once we've picked a preset, and I say there is a lot, we can whip through these. There are tons of them. Right? There's literally about 30 or 40, I don't know. Let's find some that sort of, you know. Holy bananas. Now, because I'm like Caucasian, I like white, but I like a little bit of colour. Now that's quite nice. I like that. Now I like that. I do like that. Now we can have smooth, or we can have rough, or veteran, or heavy. Oh, that's very heavy. Or smooth. I'm gonna go with smooth. Let's be nice. We can have what kind of skin? I quite like that skin. So we can go all the way up to, you know, and all the way down to there. But I quite like that. Although maybe, I don't know. I quite like that one actually. And then we can do the age, of course. And of course we can go from very young to my age. We'll go for young, shall we? Skin detail. And I'm not. Yeah, I'm just going to whip through this as fast as my sorry heart can take it. That'll do. Freckly freckles. I'll say symmetry. Scars. I'm not going to bother with. Hair. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll randomise the hair until we get something that looks half decent. That'll save me all the worry. It's like a load of springs attached, isn't it? I'll keep going until I find something that's half decent. Well, that was good. It was half decent, but I didn't press it. I didn't sort of cancel that then. So I'll keep going, and if I find one, I don't worry about the colour. Why are they so short? I mean, are women only allowed to? I mean, is this, what's this? The army? But yeah, come up with all kind of insane stuff. Maybe I'll pick my own. Actually, that's not bad. I'll tell you what, why don't we just go with that? I mean, that's quite nice. Ash blonde. Do I want ash blonde? Go for that, go for that, go for that. It's not bad. Pink. So, I don't know why I laughed at that. But apparently I laughed at pink. I'm going to go with that. That looks nice. And you can match the hair for the eyebrows if you want. Right, the face. I'll randomise the eyes. Oh, zubas. Just keep going until we find some. Yeah, we have got like electronic eyes. That might do it. You know, because in the future it's like, you know, it's like, I don't know, what is it? Yeah, and you can do all this stuff, angles, you name it. You can do all that stuff if thou want. But I'm not. I'll go with blue enhanced. Yeah, we can go for all different kinds of things. We could even do, you know, like the robot kind of eye, you know, that kind of thing. You know, so we could have, say, that one, right, and go back, and then we could do it so that, hang on, it's the right eye is slightly different. So we could still have blue, but it's a normal one. Oh no, hang on, I've done it wrong now. Yeah, we can do it like that. So we've got a cyborg eye, plus we've got a normal eye, alright? Okay, now nose, we'll just do some, couple of one, you know, we'll just go in until we get something good. So it's not a bad, oh my goodness. That is what you call a shonk. That's what we call it. And again, you can adjust all the parameters. I'm not going to do that. Why would I even do that? So we'll just whip through. I'll just whip through until something stands out from the crowd. Why not that? Mouth preset. Let's have a look. Oh, big lips, chubby lips, thin lips, serious, narrow, Cupid's bow. I like Cupid's bow. Right, go with that. But then again, we can go into this and we can do, you know, height, blank, you know, all kinds of stuff. Right, so we're not going to. I'm going to do that. So I don't want to bore you. I want to get this cracking. And then ears. Well, we can't see ears. There's no point doing that. Head. I'm quite happy with the head. Cheeks are fine. You know, kind of sharp, angled. You know. Maybe that's a bit too sharp. Let's go with that. And then you can do this blend thing, where it's like it blends between the two. So you can sort of, you know, blend to your heart's content there. Jawline, I am happy with. Neck, I'm happy with. You know, we can have a gigantic neck if we want. Accessories, we can start sticking badges on. So we can turn it over and we can say, oh, I don't know, what's this? That's a combat one. Oh no, it's Alliance, Explorer. I don't know, let's be... Where's the Explorer one? Let's do that, and we can change the colour if we want. I won't bother. So, yeah, there's one there. Look, obviously we want it to stand out. I don't know, let's do that. Nice planets, and maybe we'll try and make that sort of stand out a little bit. All right, and then you can have eyewear as well. So we can stick a pair of glasses on. Yeah, we've got a massive choice of two. Although, yeah, you got to pay for it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you press on that. Oh no, I am. I've actually got those. So you can put the sunglasses on. Let's go with that then. Oh, we got to buy it. Yeah, we don't want to buy it. So yeah, you can buy stuff if you want, but I'm not going to bother with that. I don't really do that stuff. And you can do tattoos, you know, you name it, makeup. I mean, I'll stick some on the lips because it's nice to have a little bit. Hang on. Yeah, it's nice to put something on that. Although I've got none selected there. So we can pick some sort of, you know, weird kind of, you know, because, you know, obviously all this is going to be done in the future. We're all going to wear ridiculous stuff like that, which of course we're not. I've got to tone it down a bit. It's a little bit too much. And yeah, we can do all that. Now that's fine. Now I'm happy. I go down there and we can save that. And we can save that in a slot, and you can do multiple ones. So I could do, say, a man, you know, looks like me, you know, which is gorgeously handsome. Okay, so we can back out of that. So there we are. There's our lovely character. Right. Let us. Now we're going to make our way to that place. Now, obviously, if we press X, we can move to the right and see all our stuff. So there, you can go to Hollow Me on there. You can do some training. Alright, so we can go to that and pick some training if you want. So if you want to, you know, you can go through the training thing, you can go for challenge ones, you know, all this kind of stuff. What this does is, you should do this the first time you play this game. Alright? Or you can watch training videos so that you can actually see videos that will show you how to do. So you can either take part in some or do that. Alright? I won't do that. You know, that's the kind of thing you should be doing there, right? We're going to... Let's try not an auto launch now. To turn that off, and I've got to find it now. Is we go to the ship, right, and we go to this one, which is flight assist, and we're going to turn. Where are we? Flight assist. We've got auto launch off and auto dock off. But if you got auto launch, you know, obviously it'll take it. But I got to do this all by myself. I'm not a new guy. I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna have a go at this. It's tricky stuff. I don't even know where I am. Where am I? Planetary system are we on? So we gotta go careful here. We're gonna go up. Our right stick. Now, of course, you should look around before you start. You know, some ship might belt me from behind, for all I know. So we'll take the gamble, and we go over to this green site. Oh, I accidentally fired my weapon. Oh, I pressed the right trigger. instead of the other one. So I've actually committed suicide on my first mission. Now, a lot of people will say that's stupid. Now, I have committed a crime now. Now, this ship was only loaned to me, so I'm going to be in a detention centre now, because I've been a very naughty boy. Now, you could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. So, yeah, we do the current one. I mean, there's the free one. There's the current one. Right, I'm going to, yeah, do that then. Just that, go on then. So, immediately now, I'm lost money. I do believe this only carries about 4. So it was a bit of a tough start at the time. You know, I got about 20 million on my main game. So now we're in a detention centre. Where is that, you think? Is it in the same system? Well, it's a little bit there. It's in a detention centre, which is away from there. So now we're over here. So that's kind of messed it up, isn't it? So I'll try that again. This time I will not do the right trigger. Got my controls, but I mean, this is the kind of thing that happened with a new boy. So yeah, don't press the right trigger is my advice. I mean, it depends on what configuration you have. I tend to go with the classic one and hope that's the right one. I'm going to go forward. Pardon? And then I'm going to hit this one and go, oops. Nope, I don't want analysis mode. Here we go, I'll work out how to do that. Right, yeah, that's, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So that's our little notes, so we can flick across to that one. Yeah, we've loaned this thing, so we've got to pay it back. Alright, and that's our permit. So, we've now got to go back to our transaction. Luckily it's still with us. Go to there, and now we've got to reset our thing, because we made a drastic error. Alright. Am I, oh no, I'm actually here. Where am I? Oh, that's where I am, and that's where I got to go? I don't know. I've forgotten now. Hang on. I don't know. Where do I got to go? Collect 10,000 from the Pilot Federation. Plot a route. Now, jump to the star system Dromi. When in Dromi, go Mawson stop, which I think is where we came from. So that was kind of dumb. We could say I made an error there. So it looks like I've got to go to Dromi. Right. Oh, it's already set. Okay, it's already set. Right. We're now going to press our key. Yeah, we can go into hyperspace.
This is a weapon-free zone, Commander.
Wait, what's that mean?
Aggression will not be tolerated.
Uh,
The restricted zone. Be good out there, Commander.
I think, yeah, I think it's got the wrong controls. Yes, I've got the wrong controls. So I'm going to go to control layout. No, wrong one. Yeah, I got to go to classic, I do believe, because I'm used to a certain thing. So I'm going to, do you know, I can't remember now. I think it's that one, but I'm not 100%. And then I've got to go to here and do your on initial roll, and then apply that and get back out. And now it should be, if I press and hold it, it should be Super Cruise. What's that say? It's got on my gear. Oh, I got my landing gear up. You know. Hang on. I'll work out in a minute. Landing gear. Right. So that's why. So I didn't. I may have had the right thing. I just didn't. God, so, what a dummy. Right, follow up. Yeah, you can tell I'm a learner, can't you? Right, where is, yeah, I gotta go to Mawson's Dock. How come it's not coming out? I think it's because I'm already in the system, I think. Hang on. Jeez, I know my stuff, don't I? That's odd. I'm a little bit confused now. I've got to collect 10,000, not a route, and hyperspace jump to the dromey system. I thought I already set it. Because according to this, I am here. Oh, I'm here. I'll make out of mind. So my mission, yeah, is there. So I really got to look into this one. That's why it's not showing up. So there it is, comes up on that little circle there to the left of the sort of planetary map thing, and then we just press Y, going at full speed. Press Y to activate our you know, what's it? FSD or whatever it is, I don't know. Who knows? Super Cruise, that's it. Whip me into hyperspace, and I will be thrown forward at vast velocity. and the star, you'll see a little point of light which gradually gets closer and closer, which is the star of the system that we locked it on. Right, okay, we're gonna come. We can't don't get too close. We have not got a fuel scoop. Okay, now around this area here. Head to that point, we've got to put that right in the middle. There's Mawson Dock. So I think we've got to actually pick up that mission again. In fact, I may not have picked up the stuff. Because I'm new to this game, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. And then, oh yeah, I should have slowed down well before that. So now I'm going to go teetering past. You've got to slow down by the time you get to 7 seconds. Now you can sort of go into sort of mini orbit and sort of, you know, you'll get it sort of throw you round. Because I've got gravity in this game, believe it or not. So you can do it like a slingshot, whatever that is. Right, yeah, and I can rotate. If I do it fast, I can rotate. If I do it slowly, it goes side to side. Oh, it's not doing it. Okay. First problem, but again, let me slow right down. So yeah, I got. Why didn't I sort this out before? Because you're a nutcase, Ray. That's why. Yeah, kind of mess this up now. See, it should be on initial roll. Oh no, I think it's on a low roll. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the mistake I made. It's on a low roll. So if I do a low roll, it will move to the side like that. Okay. What do you call a slight mess up there? And there's the ring of confidence. Now we could try going through this ring. And we'll see a beautiful effect. It will whip us out of Super Cruise. And look at this. Now you don't get this. You do not get this in No Man's Sky. It's beautifully atmospheric. Sun shining through this dusty area. Right, but we're going to whip on our frameshift drive to get out of here, and you can do mining. Alright, let's go. Belt us out of here at high velocity, but we're too close, so we've got to like whip through this. I'm going to put it on full power here. Now, I can't boost very long with this because I've got a crummy drive. Yeah, I can't even do a boost. There's a ship there in the distance. So yeah, but it's very nice and atmospheric. This kind of stuff we've got on Elite Dangerous. I want to whip through this as fast as I can. Now, isn't that atmospheric? You see, what a lovely screenshot that was. That is. Look at that. Lovely sun shining through, and as we come through this dusty, rotten area, we can now go through here. And now we might be able to. We're still locked. You see the mass of the object. See, it's like Mass Effect. The mass of the mass behind us. There's a lot of mass behind us, and we're just a bit too close. We got to wait for that to charge up. Very poor engine. We're going to charge up. Now it's been inhibited a bit by this mass behind us, so it's going to take longer to charge. Eventually we'll get better ones. It's kind of going slowly, this, isn't it? Yeah, you know, but you know, in No Man's Sky I probably would have investigated 5 planets by now and gone to another system. Not that I want to criticise. Oh no. Because I do like this game. Simulation, you know, as a simulation, it's fine. It's a bit like comparing Forza 6, you know, with, you know, like a knockabout racing game. You know, there's no comparison. So we're going to itch towards that, and then we're going to press that to disengage, and it's going to do a slight loading screen, although in reality we're just slowing down from hyperspace. Right? And we've got a Coronis space station. What these are called, but we're on the wrong side because, as you can see, it rotates in a clockwise direction. Space stations always rotate in an anti-clockwise direction, so it's actually on the other end. See? Now, if you're a budding learner in Elite Dangerous, that's the first thing you should learn. Is all stations go anti-clockwise, so if you approach it and it's clockwise, you know it's the other end. That's the first thing you learn in Elite, apart from taking off. Right, so we come around to this side, and you'll see a ship's trying to come in there. Slow right down, because we're going in high velocity. We want to go for that tiny little hole. So slow right down, we're going to line ourselves up. And wait for the adverts. I mean, they're moaning about adverts in some games. There's adverts in this, but of course these are... somebody coming up behind me, trying to overtake me. Let's get past him. Where's the blue side? Oh, here it is. Now, as you can see, this thing is big. Oh, I'm going to crash. Oh, I forgot to, sorry, I forgot to, wait a minute, I've got to get out fast. If I don't get out fast, I've got to get out here fast, because I didn't ask permission. So I've now got a 200 fine. So, the first thing you learn in this game is you do not go into a space station without asking for permission. Now, I'm acting like I'm a bit of a dummy. And some people would say I am. You've got to be within 7.5 kilometers, and then we're going to nip over to there like that. We're going to whip over there and we're going to say, Molson dock please. I would like to request docking.
Landing permitted. Set down a landing pad 4-4.
Right, now avoid hitting other ships, otherwise we'll get yet another fine. Now, which side is the green side? Very hard to see because it's very... I think this is the green side. Oh no, actually that's the wrong side. Now, we mustn't go over 100 miles an hour. Kilometers or whatever it is. Now, we're looking for landing pad 44, so let's get this right. Landing pad 44. Where's landing pad 44? I think it's possibly below me or something. I'm kind of holding everybody up here. Where's landing pad 44? I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Woody woody. So I'll show you my superb landing skills. So we just line ourselves up here. We try and get ourselves... See that little line going down through the centre? You try and line up right on the centre there. Now, I may be a novice, but by Jove, I can land this ship. We can slow right down. Now, I can just tweak to the right a bit. So, try and the alternate controls on. We're just gonna stop there, just a bit more, and then we're gonna hold up, and then we're gonna come down. Oh, I just smashed it.
To complete the mission, access starport services from the menu in the center of your dashboard. Then select the mission board from the general
Now I
services
can
list
refuel.
on the left of the presented screen.
Although it's not allowing me
You'll be
to.
able to hand in your assigned mission to the Pilots Federation representative here. This will formally complete the mission.
Okay, how do I do that? Mission starship there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, some of these things have been locked off for a minute, so we're learning. Anonymous access, it says. Alright, now we're going to mission board. and it'll say complete mission, so press that button and we can get a 10,000
Well
reward.
done, Commander.
I'm going to choose that.
You've proven that you can travel between systems and navigate the mission board. From this
That's
point
because
on,
I'm
you'll
a
be choosing
genius.
your own missions. A variety of contracts are available throughout the galaxy that require a skilled pilot. Once again, there are training missions available to practice a variety of controls and challenges.
Yeah, I know.
The handbook found in the internal interface panel also provides a wealth of advice on most professions.
So if I clear these filters,
I'll
there's
look
no
forward to
missions?
watching your progress, Commander.
Right,
Make us proud.
yeah, because I've been a very naughty boy
Signing off.
and I got a fine, they're locking these, this is locked off, and so is this. So I've got to go to my contacts and I've got to pay off that fine. Alright? Sorry about the fine. Can I pay it off, please? There we are. Now it's been paid off, they will allow me access to the market. Now, we can go in here, we got 10,000, can we get another ship? I don't think so, because the next one, this costs 32,000. I'm only loaning this. This is the sort of free one you get, but you can sort of, you know, whip through. The Eagle is the next one, which just looks quite nice. And, you know, and there's a variety of them, and they literally go up. And obviously some places, and obviously we've got nothing there. The best we can get here is a Cobra Mark III, which is one of my favourites. But I don't possess that kind of money. So, let's see then, what should we do? Let's go to the mission board. We better get to the mission board. Right, I tend to just go, well, I tend to go for transport, because, you know, I'm a chicken, you know, I don't want to get into any trouble at the beginning of the game, so we're going to get poultry kind of stuff. So let's look for like a half decent one. Well, there's only these here, so let's do that one. Alright, let's accept that. But maybe we can get another one. Now we've got to collect the items, so we're going to, using the D-pad, we can, I said, using the D-pad we can collect them. Have I collected it? Did I collect it or not? I didn't see if I collected it. Yeah, it looks like I collected it. Yeah, I did collect them. Okay. Cool. Tricky, isn't it? How much, hang on, I might better get some more yet. How much space have I got? 2. How much cargo capacity have I got? 4. I could take on 2 more. So that is going to, where is that going to? Let's open my galaxy map. Find out where that's going to. Yeah, I know, it takes a while, doesn't it? It's going to there, so let's go to there. And that's called Matek. Oh no, sorry, that's where we are. We got to go to this thing, alright? Now, I can't remember what it is to... What's it to go up and down? Oh, I think we click it, is it? Oh no, no. Right stick, so it says right stick up and down. How do you go? Right, down and up. See, I can't see it because the thing's covering it. So let me move that a minute. Covering the... Right, I'll put that centre top now. I can see the axis. Right, X goes up and down. So because it's not showing up there, let's see if we can lift it up, and then we can get onto Dromi. All right. Route unavailable. Are you kidding me? Is that where I... hang on, where am I? Hang on, let me find out where I am. Press Y. Oh, that's where I am. Oh, that's where I gotta go. What a complete booge you are, Ray. So that's where we're going. Now, it'll click on the system, but it won't... It hasn't selected that. So if you want to do it so that when you get to the system, the destination is already done, you just go to plot point. So what you do, if you can go over here, look, you can do this. And that is an orrery one, so you get like an orbital view, and you can zoom in and out of this. But I prefer that, because it makes it nice and easy to sort it out. Right, and then we just click on the, do the route, and then we can just go straight to it, okay? So we've done that, and that's, oh, by the way, where was it going? The Matek system. So let's see if there's another one going to Matek. There's also another one there, although that's 4 units. We only want 2 units of 2. So let's deliver that as well. Alright. There we go. Now, I think we picked it up, yeah. And then if we can go to, while that's up, we can still go over here. Hang on a minute. I want to do another one. What's the other one? That's it. Did I not accept it?
Cargo hold
Right,
at maximum capacity.
Right, I forgot to pick it up, I think. So now, and then we've got to come back here. So we've got 2 missions here. We can only count 4. Now, let's see where they both go, because the top one went somewhere, but this one might go to a slightly different bit in the same bit. So we can go to this. Now, we won't always get a map. You know, we may... Oh, they're both going to the same place by the look of it. So that's great. That's absolutely great. So we're going to do a launch, and we're going to do this manually this time. Now I recommend if you're a new player, do auto launch and auto dock. Just make sure when you auto dock that the slit here at the front is actually, you can actually see that, because it might try and go through it if you come in from the back end. Alright, and watch when you go up, by the way. If you go up too far, if you're at the far end of the space station, there you may hit this little sort of spike that's sticking out, which reminds me very much of Rendezvous with Rama. So if you've ever read those series of books, which I have, all 4, and that's fantastic. One of that's probably my favourite sci-fi book. It's amazing about aliens, all kinds of stuff. Beautiful, wonderful game. I recommend it. Alright, and then we can turn as we go out, just to make sure. Right, and then we can boost away, although we can't because we've got landing gear up, so I'll take the landing gear. Right, and then we've got a little spot on there, look. As long as we don't bump into the space station, because obviously it could be behind us, and if you turn around you might go straight into the space station, so make sure you avoid the space station. Sometimes things will be blocked. Right, and then we're gonna, are we clear yet? No, we're still mass locked, so we've got to go 2 kilometers or something like that. Right, now we can press Y, which is this one, look. Super Cruise, we can hold that, but if we press Y by default, that will go straight into, well, sorry, that's not Super Cruise, the hyperspace jump. I hope we can hear the sound all right. I don't want it to, like, drown my voice out, because I've got a beautiful voice. But yeah, we just got 4 cargo space only, so we're pretty limited. I think we had about 100 or something on my other ship. Right, so it's actually the other side of there. I thought for a minute it was going to be right behind the sun. So there's the sun. Whereabouts are we in relation to, say, planet Earth? I don't think we're anywhere near planet Earth. I'll tell you what, look, we can do a search for that. So if we go into here, look, and I'm going to do, well, not Earth. Although actually, let's put in Earth. Oh no, you've got to do the name of the system. So, if you don't know, we are in the Sol system. And it's not actually very far away. It's there. Now, if we sort of clicked on that, it'd probably be about, I don't know, 3 or 4 jumps. Something like that. Okay, but we're not going to do that. Alright, we'll go back to where we are. We're going to head towards here, in Super Cruise. This is where the game slows right down. Now, some of them are quite close. You know, and you don't take very long to get there. Like this one, see, it doesn't look as though it's going to take very long. It's pretty quick. Now, I usually turn that way. I like to go edge on so that wherever the thing is, it's like a straight line up. So it sort of lines up with the centre of my... Whoa, I can't quite see that. I think I'm going to go past because it's kind of blocked up by something in front of it. Oh no, I'm alright. Sometimes, if you get a couple of things, it might block off. You can lock onto these things by doing that and wait for it to finish the scan, and that'll tell you if it's an enemy or not. I'm going to slow down a bit because I don't want to crash into it. Oh, and when you scan them, you might get some data coming back, which you can sell. that one guy's wanted, so he may attack us. Right, it's a pristine pledge. We got to watch out for him. This is another one because they sort of, transfer in and out from other systems, so those could change. Just got to watch out for. And then if we press to our right on the D-pad, while you're holding the A button on our Xbox, X on our PS4, I'll do it all for Xbox. I don't want to keep trying to remember what it is for both. Now the white one there is a sort of hyperspace exit or whatever. So somebody's done a hyperspace exit or whatever. So we're coming into our planet here. We want to come in at a nice steady speed so that if you see it's got 10 seconds. So it'll take us 10 seconds to get there at this speed. Just make sure it stays stable, so don't let it go any lower than 7 seconds. So if you go down to that blue area, kind of like, I don't know, halfway or whatever. Right, there's a nice planet there. Now that we've come to this planet, see, we can do something really remarkable. We can go into this and we can go into analysis mode. Alright, so we do this, we can go FSD. Here we go, here comes the dull bit. Alright, we're going to flick through all this because I know all the process, but if you don't know, first of all, and for some reason the controls are reversed in this, which I never can understand. So when I push up, so you got to press and hold it. That sends out a pulse, which unveils all the planets around us, and then we got the whole boring sequence of having to do this. And most of them are signals. Now if I click on this, that is going to be on here somewhere. It's usually on the orbital plane, so you kind of go around it. There they are there. And if you go in like that, it will then tell you that it will work out the resources. Okay. It says none there. We can't land on that one. And then that there. And it start to do its resources and all this kind of junk. Right, and then we've got, where is it? There's that one there. So you do this and it can sort of record, but this takes a long time. So this is all pretty dull stuff, as far as I'm concerned. It takes too long, and half of it is all these stupid signals, and I'm not interested in it. So you can do all that, but I find it a little bit boring. Where is the bit where I can do the? Yeah, I know. I got to try and find the bit now where I go into. Where is it? I can never do it. Oh, hang on, that may have been it there. Hang on. FSD scanner or whatever it is. I want to find out how to do the. I can't remember now. But one of them is a scan kind of thing. I don't know. Where you can sort of send a probe around and examine the thing, but that's all kind of dull boring stuff. But if you're an explorer, you might like all that. So I'm going to come in from the planet side, because normally, it's on the planet side that the, if it's one of these, round ones, orbital ones, or Corollas ones, sort of hexagonal shaped things. If you come in from the, the planet side, like this, make your way around, so that you'll see the planet there on the bottom there. See that big one at the bottom? So we're rotating around. If we get it kind of level, at least we know we are going to be facing the entrance. Whereas otherwise, if you were the other side, obviously you'd come out the other side. So work our way in here. And I say we can make this nice and easy by slowing down here. We flick over to here, and we can ask permission to go in. Go to our contacts, request docking. Onto this. Number 44. And then we can go to this one here. So we've got functions, we can turn on night vision and all that. We can go to this, look, and then we can do, say, auto dock. Now, if you're a new player, it's probably best to do this, do auto dock. So we'll try that. And then we just take our hands off the controls and it will just do it all for us. As long as you're facing that entrance, it will auto dock fine. Obviously if you do it from behind it, it might try and go through it, which would be a bad thing, obviously. Got to be somewhere near it. I hope you can hear me alright. I mean, if I have the mic away a little bit, it tends to go very quiet, but... Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll put it a little bit closer just in case you couldn't hear me. In which case, this would be an entire waste of time. But yeah, I just want to show you. Now, you see here now, we've got a completely different kind of station. This is now an agricultural station. So, and you can actually sort of fly low over this. And these are all little plants and things growing. Now, I was hoping... Well, I should be putting my landing gear down. Oh, sorry, it was going to do it all by itself, wasn't it? I kind of messed it up now. I forgot I was doing it automatic. So now we can do it on automatic, and we can go into this mode, and we can actually see it landing, and we can go, you know, we can do this, and we can actually see it landing, and we can hide the UI as well. So we can go into that if we want, by if you hold B, press that. We're going to refuel. Alright, and we're going to go to the starport services. The arrow pointing down is to go down into outfitting and maybe look at some ships. You know, oh, that's where you buy your arc, so that's the small microtransaction. I mean, they're not too bad microtransactions, you know, a few quid here and there for like a whole set of 6 colours of a, you know, a paint job on a ship. So it's not awful, but you know, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. So I only get them for cheap. So what we do, we press on that, and we're gonna put them into there, and we're gonna press until we got 2 in there. Press it like that, and that completes that one. Okay, and we got that reward for it. Right. Okay, now we deliver the second one. So again, we move over to here, just using our D-pad, and then we press on that. That completes it. We press complete, we choose our reward. So we've got 60,000 now. Alright, for doing those 2 things. So now we're zipping up a bit. We're up 72, and we started off with, I don't know, 10. There we go. So that's the sort of simple way. Now you know, if you put the wall on there, you got all these kind of other things. These are like data packages, these kind of things, you know, and you might get somebody to come after you because, you know, they might want the data. This is mine stuff, but obviously you're going to need mining equipment, so don't go taking these on because you're going to need mining equipment. This ship is not really big enough to do mining. I mean, you might be able to hold 1 item, you know, 1 substance, but the thing is you pick up multiple substances, so you've got to kind of, you know, pick and choose which one you want, and you've got to get so many before you make 1 ton. So we're going to go with 7 units of tea. I like tea, so I usually accept it first rather than go straight to the map, because if you go straight to the opening the map, it won't show you where you got to go. You know, I can't find that a little bit of a fault in the game where it should actually pre-lock it. You know, that's my feeling on it. But you got to kind of do it twice all the time. So I'm going to lock it onto that one. Why is that there? Oh, yeah. Oh, now this is interesting. I haven't seen many of these. Now, let me just show you that if you're a new player, that's, you know, that's an asteroid belt. There are 2 suns here. Sorry, 3 suns here. No daughters. First joke. The ones with the blue ring around it, if you got the Horizons DLC, which apparently now is going to be given free to all Elite Dangerous players. Now, isn't that a nice thing to see? That Frontier are going to give us Horizons for free because they're bringing out a DLC next year called Odyssey, where we can actually get out of our little buggy. So we got a little buggy that we attach to our ship, okay? We can go down to a planet. We can land on planets that got no atmosphere, okay? And we can get into this little buggy thing, alright? I don't know if that's the official name. But next year, when Odyssey comes out, we're going to be actually get out of the buggy and walk around on the planet, which is going to be really exciting. I can't wait for that. So the ones with blue rings are planets you can land on. The others are ones you can't. You can scan them or whatever, and when you scan planets, so that discovery thing that I showed you where you got to go and lock on to everything, that will, you know, give you money by doing it. So it is worth kind of doing. But this is a rather unusual space station. So So let's get out there. It's going to be 2 jumps, okay? You can only jump as far as your drive can permit. So we're going to get out of that. We've got 7 lots of tea. Actually, that's a good point. We're doing 7 lots of tea. We haven't picked it up yet. Right, so we've got to do 2 journeys here. So because we've got 4, alright, so there's still 3 left. So if you've got a small ship, we're only going to deliver 4 and then we've got to come back here and do it again. Alright, that's because we've got a very small ship. Once we get a better ship, then obviously things will be hunky-dory. And if you go to each like shipyard, you know, you may get better ones in different systems. Certain systems give you better ones, you know, like this one's got a Viper. But if you go to like a technological place, then obviously you'll get like a lot more choice. These sort of things on your left that's all the transactions. These are mission ones, so they sort of separates them. So if you've got lots of different things going on, like passengers, you can look at them individually. That's your contact, so with the sort of left and right. And that's like if you want to select a place on here. Alright. Okay, so we're going to do auto launch. Because, you know, we didn't do a very good job last time. Going to turn around, face the other way, because we came in that way. We've got to turn around and go back out again. So look at those lovely little plants. And we can go into this view. And we can move the camera around up. And we can have a look at that a little bit. We can't go too far out of range. But yeah, we can do all this whilst it's flying. Okay, and we can sort of come in and we can see it from all kind of angles, and we can change positions and all that kind of stuff. See it from, you know, we see it from below the ship, above the ship, all kinds of stuff. And then what it do, it will take us sort of 2 kilometers away, I do believe, something like that, 2.5, I don't know. So Elias 3, 4. Oh, it's 5 kilometers. That's it. It's 5 kilometers. And then the auto thing. But if you just increase the throttle, it will disengage it anyway. Right? So there's our station. You know, see that tiny little circle with the little blue dot on it? That's where we gotta go. And it's kind of in the way of the space station. But what we can do, see, is we can boost our way and go through this little ring and have a bit of fun. Of course, try not to hit it. By the way, this thing here, that's like plants and a little park there. You can go for a walk around the park. Now I might have hit that, so I better come out of the way here. So make sure you don't hit those rotating things, those solar panels or whatever. Alright, now we're still mass locked. Yeah, because it's Mass Effect. So obviously, you know, mass, you know, it's got gravity. You know, unless of course you don't believe in all that junk. Well, play Elite Dangerous, you soon find out that mass has gravity. It's like a mini gravity, you know, you're pulled in towards that station. Yeah, you don't believe me, do you? You think it's all a bit of a joke, gravity. Yeah, well, try saying that to Elon Musk as he tries to land on Mars. Good luck with that, Elon. I'm with you all the way, mate. Before World War III sets in, although Elon says, oh, you know, it's important that we go to, like, you know, a place like that because, you know, World War III comes along, we need a backup. But the thing is, Elon, they're probably going to send a missile to go and blow up Mars, or blow up our base. So, you know, really, are we going to get away from it? I'm sure they're going to think, hang on, there's a backup on Mars. You know, they're going to send a nuclear flipping rocket there, aren't they? They don't think, Elon, we're going to be safe.
Frameshift drive
We've got to go to the next system now, so we've got to charge up our frameshift drive. Which is shifting your frame from one reference point to another. That's what it means. See, I know my stuff. Anybody watching? Of course they're not watching. It's Elite Dangerous. I mean, nobody watches Elite Dangerous. Do they? Oh yeah, of course they do. Elite Dangerous is a very nice game. A lot of people love it. But simulation-wise, it's like... it's fantastic. I mean, I think it's only got one other challenger, really, and... well, maybe 2. Whoa, there's a big red sun there. And these are all, you know, based on our real solar system. So, I'm not saying I look exactly like these, but you know, if you were to fly to this area, now of course we can go into this mode here and do this FSSSSS. We're going to press to do it, sends out a pulse that can, you know, find all the planets that are all around here. But apparently we got to go to each one, and it's got to be like dead in the middle, otherwise you won't be able to zoom in. And then so you got to do all this. It's all a bit of a bore, I find. You still discover like so many, you know, there's 10 planets in this system or whatever. You know, you still discover that. Although I think you got to do that by pointing at the sun, right, locking onto it like that, and then yeah. Oh, I think it's already done it. Right, I think it's already done it. Right, the now I've lost the now I've forgotten to go to the planet. But if you lose it, look, it is actually where are we? That one is our missions, the blue one, the little blue on the left. See, all these things mean different things. Don't ask me what they are, I ain't got a clue. And we're gonna lock into that. Alright. So if we do Super Cruise Assist, that will kind of help us, you know, but you can do it manually if you want, but who wants to do this manually? I mean, but what it does, it will try and help you to slow down, although I'm not saying that will work. And it will just take you into sort of like just into the orbital phase of the planet, then it gives, and then you can carry on from there. So if you want to do that, let's say you just go to wherever it was, I can't remember where it was now. I don't know. Go into whatever that was. Oh yeah, when you're locking on the system, that's it. So if you go to a, you know, a thing like that, press on it. I thought for a minute I was crashing into the planet. Yeah, you can press that. Super Cruise Assist. So they got lots of these assists now, which makes, you know, for a beginner player, makes it much easier. So now look, see, I won't crash into it. I can take my hands off the controls, and I've just got my hand behind my head, just enjoying myself, and it'll take me within the sort of within reach of the orbit of it. And we just sit back and relax. You see 7 seconds. You go under 7 seconds, you'll be lucky if you can stop yourself in time. So I would recommend going down about half speed, or, you know, roughly in between that blue line that's on the speed bar there. This will take us within range, and then we can do the rest. Alright? And yeah, there is a way of sending a probe around these planets, so you can get all the, you know, all the details on you know, things like you know, how many minerals there are and all that kind of stuff. If you want to go into that, and obviously that will bring you a nice lot of money, but it does take a lot of time. And sometimes I do it, but it takes so long. You know, my only criticism of this wonderful game, and it is a wonderful game, is it just takes so long to do everything. It takes so long to get to somewhere else. You know, it should be doubling or trebling the travel time. You know, just so that we're not constantly like bored to death. I mean, some of them are close, so it don't take very long, but some can take you 3/4 of an hour. So you can literally go in and do your dinner, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, and then it automatically disengages you. Well, no, it doesn't automatically disengage you. But look, this particular one is quite unique because yeah, it's a lump of rock. So there are these have been added to the game as well. So hang on a minute. Where's an entrance? We're going inside a rock? Well, of course it's Brighton Rock. So obviously it's probably around the front. And this little, you see this little graphic on our left. You see to the left of that little small circle with the, you know, with the blue dot in it. To our left, you see it's showing that is an asteroid, and our ship, sort of 3D, is where and those blue lines, by the way, around our ship are shields. So we have 3 layers of shields. So we've got to come all the way around, and we're actually going into a sort of an asteroid here, and we can sort of look up while we're doing this. And in VR, this game is tremendous in VR. I've got this in VR, and if you buy this game and you got you know, on PC, you can do this in VR if you've got an Oculus or if you've got a Vive. or any one of those things, and then we're going to turn around so that we're sort of facing it nice like that, and we're going to head for that nice green area. We can sort of slide to our side. We have got sort of drift left and right as well, so we can do that as well. So we're going to line ourselves up quite nice like that. We won't do it, you know, we know what we're doing now. Oh, I forgot to ask for permission.
Leave the area now.
Whoa, let me get out of there, man, because they will destroy me with about 2 hits. Suddenly I've lost my brain.
Scan detected.
Well, it's been a while.
Tonight.
Well, maybe because I'm too... I made a mess up there. So you'll see me in all my mess upness. I may have to go a certain way. Right, it looks like it's gone green. Now that possibly we can. We've gone out of range. You know, because obviously we're getting in the way of other ships.
Permission authorized. Cleared for last.
Now it says we're fine and the auto dock takes over. So I'll have a little bit of a rest. So I'll probably go for about another 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on the text. Just my tablet is pretty well charged now, so yeah, it's going to go to the auto dock. I'm going to go into this mode here, and we're going to go into, say, all these different all different views we can have, and we can also click on the right stick, and we can do this. So we can sort of have a look around while we're looking through all these modes. All right, and we can. It's another mode, and you can look around in this as well, and we can sort of zoom in, I think, and stuff, all that kind of thing. So we can see us from all different positions, and if I click it again, I can do, say, that's the front of it. All these kind of beautiful things we can do with this game. We're going to refuel. We're going to deliver this to this station. I hope this is the right one. If it isn't, then I'm in a heap of trouble. Yeah, look, it comes up with that little mark there, just to show us that this is our destination. So we're going to deliver our tea. All 4 of them, and we're going to press that. And it says it's only partially complete, so we don't get our money yet. We got to go back and do it again. Yeah, I'm sorry, I picked out. Now, is there something going back there? Because if there is, there is. We've only got. How many have we got? We got 4. So is there anything with just 4? No, there's only 6 and 6. So we could have, you know. Could have done another one. Let me just do transport, that sort of. Then we don't get all the combat ones as well. So it doesn't look there's anything else with 2. No. So there's nothing to take back. So it's a good idea to look to see if and then I usually go to this one. Whoops, and then click on the galaxy map, because now that we've selected it, we know where it is. Otherwise, we'll just get the galaxy map, but it won't tell us the destination. And then we're going to, because we've already been there, it knows we've been there. Hello, hello, hello. That's not right. Hang on. Did every time lots of tea? We got to go back to. Not saying where it come from. Is it going to tell us? Oh, the pickup point. Ah, right. There's the pickup point. It's in Matek. Matek is, and it's Coalhead Station or whatever. So it's Matek. Yeah, I forgot that. It's complicated, isn't it? Matek, okay, we're going to click on that and we're going to go to the galaxy map. Although we didn't auto-route it, did we? It's best to plot the route, go to there, although we could have done it in there. Oops, I flicked over to the RayRay map. Yeah, we've got to get off of that. And then we're going to move across here with the sort of trigger. And we're going to lock onto that, and that's where we're going, alright? So we've got to pick up the other half. Alright, this time I'm not going to do auto launch. I'm going to do it myself because, you know, I'm a fly boy, and I'm going to turn. Well, I might have the flight assist on, yeah, and I'm going to turn that off because I could do it myself. Now, this could auto throttle. That's super because you can turn it off and you can try doing it yourself. That would be insane if you're a new player. I'm going to go down, and then Just do another quarter now. So just give you an idea of like the early part of the game is we can't afford another ship. We got a junky old ship. We got a beautiful
Ship uncoupled. Maintain correct.
right, so then we push up on the stick here. But yeah, isn't this nice? And you can sort of, you know, fly down a bit low and have a little look at it if you want. You know, if you want to be insane. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like a mining station, see? So it looks, you know, all these things that look a bit different. They go, I think there's about 4 or 5 different categories. Where there's like agriculture, you know, technology. So you know, you'll see like a high-tech place that all looks all high-tech. Oh, I'm going on the wrong side, so I can switch over to our left here. Otherwise, somebody will come in on that red side, and we might hit it. We don't want to do that. Be very careful you don't hit people, because they will fine you if you do. So try and keep away from any ships that are coming in. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of our landing gear, because we won't be able to boost. And we can't hang around in that. So obviously, when you go through that slot, don't hang around there. Get away within a certain time, otherwise you will block the entrance and you'll get fined once again. And you don't want that, do you? Now we've got to try not to hit the rock. Now you can sort of pre-look by, you know, clicking that look around camera thing. I think we're safe. I mean, we might hit that planet, but so we're going to boost away. We can have a little look up there. Look. So yeah, a little asteroid. I mean, very, very nice. I mean, I don't think there is one out there. Is there one inside a space station? But yeah, it says the year 3000 or something. It's really difficult to find out what year we are in. What year are we in? Doesn't say. What about if I look up there? Tell me what year it is. Maybe when I go over here. But yeah, it's hard to find out what year you're in.
Frameshift drive charging.
But it is the year 3000 or something, I think. Right, we're going to go into hyperspace. Hang on to your seats and go to the controller will vibrate and all that lot. As it would in real life if you were flying a spaceship. And we can look at ourselves doing the said, you know, the throttle on our left, full blast. And there's the old joystick. And it actually moves as I move. So if I move the controller, although we're in hyperspace at the moment, you can't access your charts or whatever when you're in hyperspace. Right, we might head into that sun there. Looks rather nice. But yeah, these charts here, the thing, you know, you can't access those while you're going for hyperspace because obviously the speed of light, you know, is prohibiting the technology. Because light travels faster than it can produce it. No. So it's going to take a long time to get there apparently, but we are sort of held up by that sun. It's probably pulling on us a little bit with its mass, so we should gradually speed up. Now we shut off that auto thing, we might get it to go a bit quicker. See, now we're really speeding up. Now the mass of the sun has gone behind us. You know, it's fine. This is like in real life, you know. Really. You just point up in the air, point a rocket up, and it just goes straight up. What are you talking about? No, you gotta go sideways to get into orbit. Don't be stupid, you'll miss. Yeah, there are some people who, you know, think like that. They're the same people that are protesting about the coronavirus thing and all gathering in their hundreds, you know, whilst killing innocent people in the process. But, you know, I shouldn't have really said that, should I? It's a bit dull and boring, isn't it? But yeah, this is going to take a little bit longer, you know, so you might want to play some music. Whether we can play some music, I don't know, but we could go over here and, you know, do some boring stuff, like go over here and, I don't know, where's the thing that does all the things? Oh, it's on the home bar. Home's like on the left, which is really tiny, by the way, really dangerous. Why is this home bar over there? So, you know, it doesn't even look like it's a thing we can do. And that was like a playlist of things, you know, so you can listen to some music on the way. So this could be a long one. I've got it on full speed as well. So maybe if I shut off the auto cruise thing, it might go a bit quicker. That's what I'm thinking. The auto throttle. It might just go a little bit quicker. Wrong one. It's the assist. So I kind of like, if I get rid of that, alright, I might go a little bit faster. I might be able to whip this up a little bit and go a bit quicker. But of course I've got to slow down myself. So, but it's handy when you're first playing this game. Oh god, it's going to take a long time. Oh, hang on. That's because it's in another system. See, I do forget things. I do want to drink. I desperately want a cup of tea. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's in another system. I forgot it was 2 jumps. I was thinking it was 1. I say that, it's taken a long time. And of course, they've updated the game now. They have a little point of light in the distance. So, you know, that took a lot of programming. So it locks onto the little point. That was one of the highlights of the upgrades. No, I'm joking. That came along with lots of other things. And they are kind of like trying to, you know, over time, they are like, you know, making the UI better and all that. Because I mean, the UI looked quite nice before, you know, but just looked like a spreadsheet. Now it looks, you know, not quite like a spreadsheet. So we're whipping towards this fast. Now don't forget, when you get to 10 seconds, I will start slowing down rapidly. Right? 7 is your absolute minimum number. We're really belting along now. It won't slow us down automatically, so we've got to do it ourselves. When we get to 10, start slowing down. And if it like goes up, you know, try and get it so it's like a stable number, like 7 or above. Really, you need 7. We can scan this ship that's up ahead while we're on our way in, although obviously don't hit the planet. So you may get time to scan it, and sometimes you earn a bit of money from scanning the stuff and, you know, getting some vital information or whatever. Feel so inclined. Alright, and then we can push it back to get rid of that. Right, we're coming up on the planet now. And you see it's got orbit lines around. You can get rid of that if you want. Also in the panel there, you can get rid of those orbit lines. So it's a bit more realistic, but it's quite helpful. So again, we're going to come in from the planet side, obviously not hitting the planet. Now it's got a blue ring around it, which means we could land on that planet, but I haven't got a you know, a little buggy thing that will land on it. So what I tend to do is turn to the right here, right, come in like that. Okay, you can see it's, you know, on the great big radar screen there. We come in at the right angle. You can, if you get it straight down, it's exactly behind you. So if I pull all the way in, see, it's not quite behind me yet. I mean, obviously, don't leave it too late, but I want it so that when, you know, when it's right in the middle of my radar, it's right in the middle as I'm looking at a ship, then it's exactly behind you. As long as it's roughly behind you, you're in pretty good nick. Mind you, there's a lot of planets, you might get confused which one is which. Right, so we're a little bit off. So I'm going to boost towards it at high velocity. And we've got to be 7.5 kilometers. Right, I can't boost again because it's got a recharge. You see the little engine one on the right there of those 3 bars: system, engine, and weapons. And we got some lovely angelic music. And we're going to ask for permission to dock. Can I come in? Right, we're doing it manually this time. Let's see. And yeah, now they talk to you. That's another upgrade they did. But not too bad on microtransactions. You know, it tends to be like a few quid here, a few quid there. So it's not like awful. So, you know, it won't break the bank, but, you know, I'm not a big fan of microtransactions. And you've got to be, you know, 100 kilometers per hour or whatever it is, or less, okay? Obviously, if you've got contraband, if you're being a naughty boy and you're buying illegal goods, obviously you could get scanned on the way in. I forgot what landing pad it is now. It's that one there, so we can rotate around like that. And I'm going to put the landing gear down, which is, you know, on an Xbox, hold B and press down on the D-pad. Whoops, I'm going to try and come in a bit central, try and turn it slightly so that we're a little bit better. I'll start slowing down now because I want to shoot past, obviously. Oh, and I have to look around camera on there. We'll slow right down. We're going to move across to the right. Oopsie daisy. A little bit iffy there. And then I pull ourselves in a bit, and there we go. And then it sort of just pulls it down on the last bit. We're going to refuel. I'm going to actually refuel before it's touched the ground. It's wonderful. It's still a bit dull, isn't it? I mean, I didn't expect to be doing two things, but we are starting right from the very start of the game, so yeah, you get very little. And I might just sort of carry on this at another time, you know, probably about another year. Sorry, it's a little bit of a joke. So all the things now are now being collected. Alright. So we just got to go back to this one. So if we go to our galaxy map, that should be locking onto it. Like so. At least I hope we're locking onto it. Yeah, there's us. There's them. Alright. Which is down there actually. So yeah, if you press X you can go up and down like that. So just wait till that little blue bar comes up, you know, the blue line with the blue bar, and then we can target that again, although we'll go to target the planet again, which is that one, which is rather a nice one, this one, I must admit. This is quite nice, this asteroid thing. Right, so we're now locked in, blardy blardy blah. We can you know, go to the ship store, we can do outfitting, you know, we can buy extra stuff, you know, upgrade our stuff, you know. I'll do that another time. This time let me put, say, auto dock on and auto launch on. So I sometimes whip between the two. Yeah, if you look at our inventory, that's our T. Obviously that looks like a bit of T. And if you like do when we scan things, we can pick up this sort of kind of data or shield scans, and people will buy that. These are things that we can make if we have the right ingredients, so that's another thing as well. But that's some again another complicated part of Elite, which get to at some point. Now you got to be if you whoa, I kind of slid there. Oh, sorry, it's auto launch. Yeah, sorry. We'll let it auto launch. Through the green side, but yeah, it's got that sort of nice green haze in there. It's kind of like agricultural thing, because that's what it's tea. You know, we're getting it from an agricultural base. And if you trade between agricultural and say technological or refinery and technological, you know, all that kind of, you know, obviously certain things will. Yeah, tea to a technology tea. They might have lots of technology, it may not have a lot of tea. So you got, you can go to a place that's, you know, agricultural place, which flogs tons of tea. So yeah, you can work out your trade routes from that. You go into the blue zone there, and we can actually turn a little bit quicker, so we've got a bit more mobility. Again, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna fly close to that ring there, and just have a little look at that ring. We can put our lights on, so I'll press B and put that. I'll put our lights on. See if we can sort of get a bit close to this thing. Not hit it, of course. Although, knowing me, I probably will. And you know, yeah, when they got this kind of walking around in bases, but they haven't got the walking around. Oh, I might hit that pillar. So this kind of, yeah, I can, like, you know, slow right down here, and you know, that's going to be like. See, look, see the little trees in there, and there's little pathways and all kinds of stuff. You know, it's cool stuff. So you can fly through and all that. Cheese. Yeah, we're mass locked at the moment. So we've got to get out of range, and then we press Y to on an Xbox. But yeah, this in VR is incredible, I must admit, because you can sort of, you know, while you're flying towards it, you know, sort of have a look up and down, you know, look around. I can look around, see what's at the back of my ship. In fact, you could even, like, go forward about 3 feet. So say you're in the passenger seat, you can sort of walk forward 3 feet, say reset my VR, right, and then you can walk back 3 feet and go to the back of the ship. Look, so you want to get a bit of a sense of, you know, walking, well, it's not walking around the ship, but at least it gives you an idea of what's at the back end. You can have a little look at the back end, because you only get like a 180 view here, but in VR you get a 360 view, which is really nice.
Drive
on a Wednesday afternoon. Alexa, stop! I don't know what Alexa's playing something. I don't know what she's playing, but she's playing something. Is it a book or something? I don't know. Oh, I'm not throttled up. Wow, God, I felt that. That's why I got my neck brace on. So, you know, when you're just jumping into hyperspace, wow, it pulls your neck a little bit. So I've got my neck brace on, I've got a cushion behind it as well. You've got to protect yourself on Elite Dangerous, you could do yourself a nasty injury. When you're flying at hyperspeed. Of course, we're held up by the thingy, so we'll go a bit slower and then we'll gradually speed up. If you look on the right, on the radar panel, that big thing in the middle, it's got 0.37 C. That is sort of 0.5 to the speed of light. Why there's a C for the speed of light, I don't quite know, but so I can flick through again, see if there's any ships in the area. If so, I can scan them. As long as they're within your frontal view. You know, picked up a little bit of data there. He's wanted, actually. He could attack me. But he'd be a fool because I obliterate him with my 2 puny little guns. I literally have got 2 puny little guns. I'll prove it to you. I have 2 little pulse lasers, that's all I got. And a scanner. Oh, actually, I haven't got the scanner. See, I could put that on there, and I can have that say as number 1, and then I can have that say as number 2. Well, in fact, I'll have all of those as number 2. No, that'd be silly. Let's have that as number 1. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, I'm probably floating past. Don't know why I laughed then. But again, come in from the planet side. The times you don't come in from the planet side is when it's not one of these orbital things. Oh, actually, it is over there, I do believe. So it might be from the other side. Or am I being a complete loony here? Doesn't look as though it is planet. So it's a, you know, it's a asteroid, so it's slightly different. So I'm actually going nowhere near it now. So I'll try coming in here, see if that gets anywhere near it. It looks like there's a little bit of the entrance there. So it looks like I might get a bit of the entrance. I mean, you can't do it. It's just a loading screen there. I've still got my lights on. I've probably still got my lights on, not me. I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you I've got my lights on. Well, at some point I've got my lights on. It's got really close. Let's smash into it, shall we? Slow down, Ray. I kind of skirt by it in my little skirt because I'm a lady with, although I haven't got a skirt on. Let's see if the lights are on. I mean, obviously it won't show until I'm very, very close, like 3 miles. Yeah, there we go. I think it's showing up now. But I am going to hit it. So, well, it's not showing up very well. But that's because I'm not pointing right at it. I'm not a flipping idiot. Did you just swear, Ray? No, I just flipped. You see our little thrusters, look, thrusting away there? Yeah, we can do that. So you can look around, but VR is beautiful. You can sort of twist your neck off trying to look up in that. Yeah, maybe I'll go a bit quicker. Let's thrust away a little bit. Look, we're in a kind of asteroid belt as well, which kind of makes sense if you're an asteroid base. Right, where is it? There it is. Is that it? I mean, I can't even see it. Is that the entrance? Oh no, there it is. I was going to say, I nearly went through it there. Of course, yeah, there's some lights here. That's always a good sign when you see lights. Right, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Now, of course, we don't want to get in the way of other ships. Because, you know, they'd probably rip our heads off if we did that. Or our wings.
Access authorized. Clear to land at docking bay.
Oh, right, now, auto-docking are coming in. Now, what it's doing now, because we're a bit close, it pulls us away a little bit. Because, you know, we came in at a very steep angle. So it is kind of pulling us away and helping us out. and then we can just sit back and watch the action. So yeah, if you're a new player, it's probably the best way to go, to be honest. Until you have a go at yourself to learn the controls of it. So yeah, and this is industrial one again, and he's gonna. Now these things, they can land on a sixpence. These guys on auto dock, you can come at any kind of angle on it. First time, every time. Look at that. You see that little ladder over there? We might be able to walk up that little ladder one day. See, I do hope we can get out of our ship and walk up to these things, but I got an awful feeling it's going to be a loading screen that takes you to the the port. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really, because I think we all would have liked, and we all expected to be able to walk around, get out of our seat and walk along. But of course, this is not Star Citizen, is it? So we completed our thing, and we got a 40,000. Nice beefy sum. So I think that will do. So I don't know if you found that boring. I mean, hopefully you didn't. I mean, if you did, well, I apologise right this minute. Say I'm sorry I bored you to death. But if you're Elite Dangerous player, and maybe you're thinking of getting this game, you're probably thinking, my God, that is hard. But yeah, it's a steep learning curve, but say go with the auto launch, auto landing, all this kind of stuff, auto cruise, all that kind of stuff, and just go through the training modules and all that lot, and you'll be right as rain, as they say. Let me just show you the other things. If you go to, you can buy and sell goods as well. So if I'm Karen's, see. I mean, if you've got something, it's going to show up. Let's see, where is it? I haven't got anything, but it'll show up on like one of those or whatever, and you can look at these and you can see what it is in another. You could sort of, you can also compare. Say you're buying something, you can compare it with other systems. So you can say, oh, let's search the markets. So you can actually search for a system and see, oh, I wonder what the price is. You can do all that kind of tosh if you want, and you got loads of filters and all that. So it's all like spreadsheet stuff. Alright, stars being rare goods, and those sort of a bit hard to see, it's really small. Oh yeah, they're all approximations, by the way. And then if we go to outfitting, this is where you can upgrade all your stuff. And we might be able to upgrade our sort of weapons and things, because we've got a crummy little thing. I always go, and I know this is the bad thing to do, but I always go for the auto weapons, because I'm not very good at shooting. As anybody who's watched my streams knows. So, we can go for a kinetic. Thermal takes down shields, and burst, they do both, I think. So, it's this, yeah, pulse, I think, do both. I can't remember. I mean, it's been a while. Alright, but some are fixed and some are gimbaled. Now, I like gimbaled myself, which are these, okay? So I prefer those because, I can just press a button and it will, as long as it's within range, it will do it. Alright, so and this is the thermal one, so pulse kind of does a bit of each. Alright, so you can upgrade all your stuff. You can do your hard points, you can do utility points, which is, these are little extra slots, and you can go into the shop and you can buy a chaff launcher. Somebody's firing, trying to fire at you. You can get a chaff launcher, which can sort of, throw him off, throw his tracking systems off for a bit. And we can buy that for just a measly price of 8,000. Did I buy it? Yeah, we're going to buy it, so I'm going to purchase that. And on that one, let's see, what we got in there. We can have a shield booster, which would be a bad idea because we're fairly low. Now, yeah, all these things are basically, there's A, B, C, D in it. I can't remember which is which, but just go, obviously the more expensive ones are better than the non, So I'm going to put a shield booster on. We're going to buy that. Alright, so now at least we've got a bit of a boost to our shields, and we've got a chaff launcher, so we can sort of evade the enemy for a short amount of time. Going to fire sort of random bits of paper foil. and we can upgrade, you know, we've got lightweight alloy armor on at the moment, which is the crummiest you can get. So let's go for, say, reinforced alloy. Alright. Now what we can do is we can sell, I think, we can buy back our old one. Yeah, we traded it in there, so but you could sort of store it. There are store options. You can store it at a station. Obviously you'd have to have that transferred if you go somewhere else. So we could buy it back. We've made a mistake. And then we've got power plant. Power plant will, you know, give us more charge so that we can put more weapons on and stuff. If you go to the frame shift drive, this will give us, you know, we can go, well, that one there, I can go, what's my, it will, yeah, this is where it gets complicated. My maximum range at the moment is 7 if I haven't got any, yeah, see, there's a lot to remember in it. That's the jump minimum, so that's if you've got stuff, you know, containers, right? And that's the maximum. So if I buy this better one here for 5,000, see, I can go a little bit further. I can add another light year to that. So that means, you know, and I can exchange it, so I get a little bit of money back. All right. So we can upgrade all these kind of things. We can also do a fuel tank. You know, we can upgrade that. So I could maybe go to. We can't. Yeah, some places might not sell it. Right, so I think that would do. Do a few little upgrades. I mean, you've got things like internal ones, which are internal compartments, and we could put, say, a cargo rack in here for 2, and we can buy that. Right, and now we've got some extra bit of cargo space, so let's go and do another one. Now we could put a flight assist, a fuel scoop, all this kind of stuff. A fuel scoop, you know, you can scoop from the sun as long as there's a certain kind of sun. It's fairly bright. You can scoop the fuel off of it, the hydrogen fuel. These are the bigger tanks, but I'm going to go for cargo. Then we can do more cargo, and obviously, you know, we can now do 2. What's that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by the look of it. We've also got a planetary approach suite, which means we can approach planets and land. But we can't, like, get out and whatever, so we can buy all that kind of stuff. Livery is so we can change the appearance of our ship. So this is just for beginners, really. So sorry if this is boring, everybody, but this is like for a beginner. So we can look for paint jobs, and you can pay money for these. I've got a, I think I've got a few already, haven't I? Although that's on my main account, I don't think I've got any on this. So you can buy these things. They're not very expensive. I mean, if you go into there, it's like, I think it's about £5 or something like that for each one. But you get 6 different colours, so it's not like, oh god, really? But you can buy weapon colour, engine colour. You know, you can buy all these kind of things. You can buy decals. But this is all like microtransactions. Ship kits are things to make the ship look nice. You know, it puts like spoilers on and all this kind of stuff, because obviously that will help in space. You can put these little cockpit things on, these little accessories. So you can put, say, yeah, something like, a little bobblehead. So I've got 22 arcs. What can I buy with 22 arcs? Nothing. But yeah, so as you can see, I mean, I can't remember what the actual ratio is, but something like, you know, 5,000 arcs is a £5. So you're probably looking at about £5, just £6 there. Bit expensive, I think. So I've only bought them if they're like half the price. Wait for the sales. That's what I do. I just wait for the sales and then get them half price. So and I've only done that on my main character. Advanced maintenance is repairing. So look, your paintwork will gradually deteriorate. So we'll let that go down, and you can pay like 10 credits there to put it back. This is for restocking, say, chaff. So when you fire all your chaff, you can buy some more, and that's for like fuel, which is 100%. So those are your sort of advanced stuff. Contacts is where you pay off your fines, and they're all these are if you find items and you want to hand them in, right? Rare items, you can hand that in to this guy. Mercenary is if you do illegal stuff. That is for combat bond. If you shoot an enemy, you get a combat bond, and you can trade that in and get money for doing that. All right, and that is for legal facilities. So there's all this kind of stuff. Then you have this, which is as you go to each system, and it sort of scans and tells you how many things are there. You can get money and sell this, but you've got to be a minimum of 20 light years away from where you got that before that's useful. Because obviously, the local system know already, because they kind of travelled around that local system. But once you go beyond that, you see, people beyond that might go, oh, hang on, I might need some information to go there. So you can sell that, and that will also bring in money as well. Obviously, the higher you get in, and it also levels you up. Another thing I should show you is there's all different levels in Elite. You'll see that we've got all different levels here. Of combat rank is harmless. It always starts off as harmless. Trade rank is penniless, or mostly penniless. That's the first rung of the ladder. Explorer is aimless, so that's if you scan planets and stuff. And CQC is a little kind of arcade mode where you can have little battles, against other players. But not many people really bother with that these days. And that goes from harmless to mostly harmless all the way up to elite. Alright, now because we've done a little bit of trade, and look, we've already gone up to 92% on mostly harmless, so then we'll go up another grade. And then you've got a codex, which is everything you want to know about Elite Dangerous. You can sort of click on that and you can find out about ships, commanders, all your discoveries, how long you've been playing the game. So this is all stats kind of thing, the codex. This is a knowledge base, pilot's handbook. You can find out all about the systems and the Empire, the Guardians, the Thargoids, all that kind of stuff. And you can have that playing in the background, and somebody could be reading that out to you while you're waiting half an hour to land somewhere. So these are all the kind of things you can do. And then here is where you set your fire groups. So if you bought extra stuff, say like here, say, really probably the chaff launcher would probably be good to be on the same bar. So those two will fire at the same time. That's your sort of right trigger. That's your, and then the left trigger will do the second one. Right, and then I've got, say, the scanner and the composition scanner on 1 and 2, and on the third lot I've got the discovery scanner. So you can do all that. See, primary and secondary. Primary is the right trigger. Then you've got your ship systems, which is things like you can do turn the external lights off and on from here, or you can do night vision, which means when it's a planet that's very dark, you can turn on night vision. That is saying that our landing gear is currently deployed, but we can do it from here if we want, but why would we? We've got a shortcut. A beacon, I think, is if you're in severe difficulty, say you run out of fuel and you're completely back, you can sort of send out a beacon and somebody might come and help you. Boot and repair is if something tragically goes wrong in the game, although I don't think I've ever had it happen. So you can just reboot or repair something that's gone wrong in your system. You can just sort of reboot or repair it. And silent running is if you want to turn off your system so that you're kind of almost invisible. You just kind of shut off all your systems, so unless somebody sees you, they can't actually detect you with their radar. But the only downside of that is your ship slowly heats up, I think. And that is if you want to self-destruct, if you're feeling a bit miserable. You think, oh, that's it, I'll blow my ship up or destroy myself. You can do that. Then you've got your auto assist ones. Okay, and then you've got your pilot. You might want the interface here. You might click on that, and you might want to turn the lights up a little bit. Or you want us to display the clock or not display the clock. Or you want to put the orbit lines on and off. So if you turn that on, you won't get orbit lines. And then that, I ain't got a clue. That's if you want pre-flight check. If you put this on, it will ask you to check all your flight systems before you take off. So you probably don't want to do that. And these are all your stats on your ship. So it tells you what your current jump range is with because I'm carrying gear, and that is if I didn't have any inventory, then I would be able to go a little bit further, right? Then it's shield straight, you know, so it's got all the stats of your ships. If you go to this one, it's all these things we're carrying, so that is our normal cargo. That is refinery, so we need a refinery bay though to do that. That's materials if we find any on planets. These are your scans. These are synthesis. So when you find these materials on planets, if you've got the necessary ingredients for this, which you click on it, it needs carbon, vanadium and germanium. So if you've got those three substances while you're exploring a planet, you can actually craft something that will make your distance go 25% further. Alright? So you can, and you've got 3 different levels of this. You need, it's all a bit complicated, you know, I don't usually bother with that. You know, if I happen to pick up something and I can synthesize something, it might become see, there's Guardian ammunition, there's all kinds of stuff you can sort of synthesize, which is why it's called synthesis. And then that's your pilot factions. This is your state of affairs with other factions. So, you know, it tells you how far up you are. On economy-wise, we're sort of in the middle. Security, we're sort of just above. Our reputation is cordial. Our influence is 100% because we haven't upset anybody. And this is our relationship with the 3 main empires in the game, sort of superpowers and Federation. And if you trade with them, and you know, say the station is a member of the Federation, you can do trade and you can gradually put your reputation up. And some ships you need to have a reputation that's fairly good before you can buy certain ships. Some of the really good ships. This tells us what we've done in the last sort of, the last few things that we've done. Alright, so this tells us where we've been. This is our ship insurance. So you get 95% of your ship back, so you don't have to pay the 100% of your ship. You only have to pay 5% of it. So it only cost you 3,000, although it cost me more than that to buy the ship. Alright, and then that is our permits that we've got. And at the moment we've got no permits at all. Alright, so you might get... So to go to Solbrit, for instance, you need a permit. So you need to trade in another system that's near that before you get a permit to go in there. So when you reach a certain thing. So there you are. That is a quick look at Elite Dangerous for a beginner. Alright, which, you know, I'm probably in that class. Because I'm, you know, a bit. And up here is our chat thing here, and you can flick between all these. First one is like local chat, so you know, somebody might want to fire at you, or document request granted, for instance. That's part of the sort of tutorial. This is where we have little things. So look, we've got promotion to mostly harmless. So we click on that. It says congratulations, you've earned the rank of, you know, and it comes out a little graphic. And you can bin that one if you want. And then you've got, you know, we've got gained a bit of reputation by doing another mission. Our debt has been cleared. Okay, so we finally cleared our debt. We got a loan statement because we had to loan a ship. Now we paid it back. And then we got a Pilots Federation permit. Okay, the next one is our social, so we can join another ship, so you can go in, you know, multiplayer, and you can, you know, go in together as buddies. But I don't particularly play that way. I don't particularly like it. This is a squadron if you've got your own squadron, which again I don't bother with. And this is incoming text message if you're, you know, if you've got a, you know, 2 of you working together, you can kind of text message each other, but of course you can do party chat as well. Alright, and then over here you have the galaxy map and all that lot. I won't go through what all these things are, but you know, you gradually learn what these things are. I think those are planets. These are stars, you know, so it's got like a star shape. The top one on the list is always the main star as you come in. Oh no, sorry, that's the planet we're on, and that is the station that was in that little sort of, you know, that was going around that planet. Alright, the main star is going to be, oh, I don't know, main star is going to be somewhere down here. I don't know. And that's our transactions, we can go for all that, and that's our contacts, and these are the ships that are in here at the moment. High energy wake is where somebody's gone into hyperspace, leaves behind like a frame shift drive wake, like a little echo Alright, so there you go with Elite Dangerous. When they're white, they're all full. That is return to the surface. That particular button. So I think that's everything you need to know as a new player. If you by the way, if you press X and go down, this is for when you want to get out of the ship. Okay, if you have, you've got to buy a module on your ship so that you can put a buggy into it. So you've got to buy a module first. So one of those spare sockets that we had, as long as it's big enough, this ship probably can't do it. Although I might be able to, I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I've flown this very tiny ship. You know, you can use this to get into the buggy. So, and if you click along to there, if we flick along here, hang on, with that. If you've got an SRV, which is a surface recovery vehicle or something, and you can have crew as well. You can hire a crew for, like, you know, 10,000 you know, a week or whatever it is, and that's help. So if you want help with all this, that's multi-crew. So that's to do with the crew. You know, this is the helm, this is the gunner. So you can have a sorry, you can have a some ships, you know, the bigger ships can contain a fighter, and you can deploy that fighter if you have a crew member. And you can tell him to go and attack the ship. So he will sort of, you know, try and divert that ship so that he will concentrate on your fighter. And then you can sort of whip round the back and get a few shots on him. So he's kind of help you out. I mean, he could get destroyed and you could lose your, you know, your crew. But, you know, or you can slip in into that fighter, let the other guy take over your ship, and you could be the little fighter, because they're very nippy and, you know, they're very agile. So if it's got big ship attacking you, you can be a very agile ship, misses weapons and stuff, and just nip round the back, and, you know, so you can even get into a fighter as well. But you've got to have you know, a good sized ship that can do that. If we click on that, we can then go into this, and this will just tell us about the Falcon DeLacy, which is people who make the Sidewinder, and it just tells you a little bit about it. Okay, this is what you would use to get into that little buggy to land on a planet, but we've got to buy one of those. Okay, let me see if we can actually, if I go to, oh, wrong one, sorry that it's, you know, it's boring to people that have played this game, but if we say I go to here, right? I go to here. Can I buy? It might be that I can't buy it at this particular I think it's mostly the technological systems that you can buy the better stuff. Because this only contains cargo racks, flight assists, those kind of things. That is where you'll get a refinery. So if you can go into here and you can buy a little refinery, which can only hold one thing. I wouldn't recommend getting one. I would wait until you can get 2 or 3, because then if you pick up 2 or 3 materials, you can put them in separate bins. Alright? Because a lot of the time you just get a random sort of thing. So you may not always get, say, iron. You may get, you know, like silver or sulfur or something like that. So I recommend getting more than one bin, okay? And obviously, you know, it's quicker to do it as well. So we can't get a, but at some point I might do another one. So we'll have to take one of these things out, probably, maybe the big one, because they need to be a certain size. Alright, they've got to be a certain grade, like grade 2 or something. Alright, so that's a sort of quick overview of Elite Dangerous for the sort of, you know, the player who hasn't played this before and would like to learn about it. And here we can press it. If I right click and press A, I can actually, where are we? I can zoom in and out, isn't it? There's supposed to be a zoom in and out button. Oh no, that's the focus. If I press it again, I can zoom in and out, look. So you can actually sort of look around the back of the ship. Alright, you know, you can do the blur. You can sort of get rid of the blur. So you can, if you take away the blur, let's say you can do that, and then press A again so you can do the zoom. You can sort of have a look around the back of the ship. So you can sort of look around the back, and it is in pretty good detail. And I do believe I've got it on like high graphics mode as opposed to performance. So yeah, you kind of got all these sort of controls as well, where you can go in here. And by the way, all these things here, these controls and that, they're all sort of holographic. They're sort of suspended in sort of space. Alright, and then if I click the right stick again, I can go to the other thing, and you can zoom in and out on all of these. If you click on the right stick again, we can do this zoom in and out. So you can look at shit from all kind of angles, which is quite nice. And then do that, and you can sort of. So yeah, it's quite nice that you can do this, because you can sort of go in, look, and you can actually, like, you know, rotate this around. You can even have a little look around this area, to be honest. You know, I keep looking around this area sometimes because I'm thinking, you know, have they got the stuff put in yet so we can start walking around the station? Because there is kind of bits where there's like a little place there, but it doesn't look as though it's been enabled yet, because I can't see any sort of, you know, gateway leading anywhere. So it don't look as though we're going to have to walk around the ships yet. Okay, and then what's the other mode? Yeah, let me get out of that. And then you've got, like, yeah, go back to there, and then we can just get out of that mode again. All right, I hope for a beginner player that wasn't too dull and boring, or, you know, people that played this probably thought, what a waste of time. But this is just for beginners, and I thought I'd show you what it's like from the very beginning of the game. And then also press exit, it will save it. Social is if you got somebody you know, like a friend or somebody else on an Xbox, or maybe, I don't know where between PlayStation and Xbox it may, then you can sort of invite them. So you can sort of click into there and, you know, invite one of your friends. Alright, and say, do you want to join me in Elite Dangerous? Okay then, you know, and off you go. These are options, so you can change all these graphic options. So if I go into graphics, I think I've got it all set on to 4K mode. Yeah, I've got it on 4K mode, but you can set it for, you know, for that mode if you want. So you can set it for quality, or you can set it for performance. I'm going to do for quality. The highlight, well, no, I won't tell you about that. That's complete. Don't forget to either move down to the bottom and press apply, or if you look on the right hand side there, X apply it. So you can just press X to apply those changes. Alright, and then audio is where you can tweak all the game stuff. Alright, so there you are, as a look at Elite Dangerous for a player who's never played it before. And yeah, it's a steep learning curve, but you play it, you'll gradually get there eventually. And once you get, you know, you can earn some. It doesn't take too long to earn a nice bit of money and get a better ship. And then you can move all the way up to, you know, ships that cost like, you know, 80 million, you know, so you can go as far as you want, really. Okay, and I'll see you all next time. And you can do combat if you want. You can take combat missions and, you know, have more fun. I don't like those. I'm not really good at combat. Okay, I'll see you all again next time. I hope you didn't find that too dull and boring. I mean, I found it a little bit, but, you know, nice to do, you know, like a tutorial kind of thing. I probably said a lot of things wrong, but if so, I do apologise. And I'll see you all next time. And guess what? I'll see you later. Alright, bye for now, everyone. Bye. Just leave it for a minute, just so that, you know, got other videos that you might want to watch.